And we're live. Hello, hello, everybody. Okay.
Hey, Shaun.
Yes.
There we go. It's live now. Awesome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hoodoo Q&A. This is oh, it seems like you have yes. It seems like we have an echo. Let me let me find where the echo is coming from. All right, all right. I've got it. I've handled it. So there it is. Okay, I've gotten it handled, y'all. Technical difficulties have been nipped in the bud. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hoodoo Q&A. I am Shaun Laveau, the host of the Hoodoo Q&A. This is a talk show that I do on my radio show where I interview different African American and African spiritual healer guests. And tonight I'm very honored and pleased to have an amazing root worker, an amazing African American healer, Co.Meadows of Co.Meadows Conjure, also Co.Meadows of AIR, the Association of Independent Root Workers and Readers and Root Workers. It's one of those R&Rs. And just an all around amazing, blessed, a gifted, and anointed worker. Co, um, thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me, Shaun. I'm greatly honored to be here this evening.
um, tonight's show, Co, I want you to introduce tonight's show topic because you are the inspiration behind it.
Okay, so tonight's show is in regards to affirming and manifesting love and love deserved.
Yes.
Apparently, through my Instagram videos and a variety of my public figure page videos on Facebook, it has sparked not just the interest, but some people, I guess, were interested in hearing what I had to say, answer some questions and things of that nature. So I was blessed enough for Shaun to put together this amazing YouTube live stream to talk about affirming and manifesting the love that you deserve and love in general.
And I am so happy that we were able to get together to do this. Me and Co have wanted to collaborate on something for a very long time. Um, and tonight's show is surely, as I've been telling people, this is not all hype. Tonight's show is going to be filled with good energy, good vibe, and good spiritual advice. Um, so we both have some talking points for this particular discussion, and before we got before we got online, we discussed that. And so I want to start with some of Co's talking points because it seems like he had some really interesting ideas about love manifestation and getting the love that you want in life through your spiritual manifestation. So, would you like to start off with one of your topics, sir?
Okay, so I have everything broken down to about five major points. And the first point is sort of breaking down the definitions of what it is you're trying to do. So you have affirmation or affirming, you have manifestation and fruition, you then have deservingness or what you deserve, and then your worthiness and things that you are worth. So if I had to go through and break all of these things down, I would start off with affirming, which is to declare or to proclaim or to guarantee. Um, and to simply put that in terms, I would say, and many of us have heard this growing up, speak things into existence. Speaking as though it already is. Okay. So that's one of the key points in manifesting and bringing things into fruition. The next thing is actually manifesting and fruition. Manifesting is to have proof or evidence. To bring something into fruition is to bring or actually having something or a reality. So think about it, if you put it together, it's having evidence of the reality of something, or the evidence of the reality of the love that you have, or the love that you want, or the love that you will get, or however you want to put that into situations there. Then the next thing would be deserve or deservingness. Deserve is to do, to have, or to show qualities worthy enough to be rewarded or even punished. Because a lot of times, I think a lot of people have the misconception that as long as you do something, that you can manifest it, but not doing something also has a consequence and will manifest something else as well. So you have to keep that in mind as in your process of discovering love, understanding love, and all of that great, wonderful stuff. And then the last part is worthy or worthiness. This is literally, and this is my definition, understanding the value of your qualities, your talents, and what you bring to the table. Because when you understand those things and know the value of those things, that is your worth. So that is some really the foundation to me of manifesting or affirming your love. Shaun, what are your thoughts on those things?
Well, first of all, Carl, I think that all of those, I do very much agree with all of those things because, from my personal experience of doing love work in my own life and doing love work for clients as well. My first process is that we have to change the mindset. And so the easiest way to change the mindset is to change how you speak about the situation. And this doesn't necessarily pertain just to love, but this pertains to all aspects of manifestation in your life. If you want to if you want to manifest a better, healthier living style, you have to speak of your life in a more healthy way. You know what I'm saying? You can't spew negativity over it. You can't body shame yourself.
Absolutely.
Those are things that you can't allow. So if you want to manifest the love that you deserve, you have to, first of all, you can't look at love in a negative energy. When I always say that energy, we are all energy. And so just as we as conscious human beings understand when energy is being thrown to us in a certain way, energy on a subject understands when energy is being put towards it in a certain way. So my example of that would be, Shaun understands when somebody is coming at him in a hostile manner, and he will react hostile to that person, as opposed to, making a comparison between love. When you have a hostile energy towards love, love will react hostile towards you. It's his self defense mode. It's his self defense mechanism. So yes, I do very much agree with the parts about affirmation, and changing, identifying and changing the things that you're saying, the things that you're doing that are creating the same patterns in love. But some things that I don't necessarily, some things that I didn't necessarily not disagree with, but some things that I really didn't understand was the deserving aspect of it. And I think that one of the reasons I didn't understand that is because a lot of the people that I've worked with when it comes to love manifestation and finding out the type of love that they deserve, they're not sure what type of love they deserve. You know what I'm saying? And just to give you a little bit of insight into what I mean by that, we live in a world where a lot of people go through a lot of love damage, as I would call it. And love damage comes when people say that they love you, but they act in a manner that is unbecoming of loving someone. And that doesn't necessarily just mean a romantic love partner, but that means a kinship in terms of friendship. That means a family relationship that had that love energy, but that love energy was toxic. So, because of that, sometimes traumatic and abusive situations, they don't really know what type of love they deserve. So that being said, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just didn't necessarily understand how do you how do you teach a person or show a person the type of love that they deserve.
Okay, so in regards to that, let's make something very clear because a lot of people have these two words confused: deservingness versus worthiness.
Mm.
Okay? What you deserve is what you want. That ideal love, that ideal relationship, that ideal situation. You know what you deserve. And when I say deserve, it's almost like what you desire. You know, oh, I want to be in love, or I want to be married, I want to do these things. But then you have to, that's one aspect of it. But when you know your worthiness, you then know the necessary steps you have to take in order to manifest those things that you desire, if that makes sense. So, for example, if I say, well, I want um, not, and this is something else too that you have to be clear on. And this is things that I deal with when I'm working with people for love work and which baffles me often, is people will say, I want to be married. I want him, I want her to marry me. Okay, darling. So you want to have a wedding, is what you're saying. Have you focused on the marriage? You need a healthy marriage. Now, to have a healthy marriage, you have to be willing to do the necessary things that you have to do in order to make that happen. Nothing's just going to happen at off a whim. So, for example, I think you said it best with, you tell someone you love them, but your actions are saying otherwise. You tell someone you care for them, but your actions say otherwise. You say that you understand, but clearly you're very confused. It's like you have to really know your worth, know the value of your blessings, and utilize those things out of a place of service. And that service will be to that other person or to that other love. That is something else I think people need to, that I have written in my notes later on, is to really identify you're not trying to fall in love with a person, but you need to find a love that relates to you, a love for yourself, and a variety of other things. But people have to understand the deservingness and worthiness. And also, you can also throw mercy in there because some people are granted a lot of mercy. They're rewarded, although they're not deserving. Um, and I feel that you can get the things that you deserve by treating the other person as you want to be treated. It's all that golden rule. And oftentimes, I think that we live in a world where we're so one dimensional and we focus on ourselves so much that we're not thinking about the other person. And we become more selfish than selfless. So I think that could be a huge problem in regards to manifesting the love that they want or whatever.
And you know what? And I often think that a lot of people confuse love that they've manifested for love that they've chosen. Um, because the thing about it is that I've seen a lot of people attempt to manifest love. And so, they have this person come into their life and they're very excited about this person. Ooh, I just got this new boyfriend or girlfriend, we're going together and we're going steady and everything is going good in our lives. But, you know, this person has none of the qualities or the traits that you were looking for in your manifestation. This partner has none of the traits that you stated that you wanted to have in your partner. So now, for you to have this person in your life, it seems like you kind of settled, and now the next person, another person comes into the life, and this is the person that does have the traits. So I think what I'm really trying to say here is that do you feel like sometimes settling for love is what people do instead of manifesting that true authentic love, or manifesting the love that they desire and deserve?
I feel that's a very, very good question. If people are settling for love, or they're actually manifesting the actual love that they deserve or wanting. Um, I feel that question has to be answered in this way. If a person, this is my thing, you will get, or the world will treat you how you treat yourself.
Yes.
So if you are not treating if you don't recognize these certain values, boom, 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 about yourself, and you're not treating yourself in a certain way, then you are going to attract that low frequency, that low energy love. Okay. And so it's not so much that you're settling, but it's what you have put out there that you wanted. But a lot of people don't want to do self work. They
Yes.
expect to do love work, let me manifest my other half, but they don't want to work on themselves. And what I also want people to understand is this. When I say these things, I'm not saying, I'm just some big love guru, but what I am saying is that I am, and I have gone through situations to where I have not done what I needed to do in the relationship and in the situation. Fortunately, and granted mercy, I have the ability to grow through those things and come out as a different person. Now, because I've come out as a different person, or I am progressing to that different person, then I'm going to have a different kind of love at the end of the day. So the better I make myself, the better my love will be. But the less I focus on how can I be a better person? What can I do to help the situation? What can I do to compliment the other person? How can I put this other person's feelings, opinions, thoughts, ideas first before my own? And I think that is a huge thing in regardless to settling versus manifesting. So I do feel that people manifest the love that they give themselves normally is the love that they manifest. Sometimes we are blessed to be granted with a better love. And I think when you are granted with a better love at that point, you should recognize it so you can appreciate it, so that you can utilize that out of a place of gratitude. And also begin to work on yourself to say, wow, if I am being loved this much, how can I do the same for them? What can I do to reciprocate that love? So it's very important in regards to that. So I don't feel that people settle. I think people manifest the love that they have for themselves. So a
And
lot of times, yes.
I very much, I'm really interested to hear you say that because one of the big things that I always talk about when it comes to love manifestation is when you do work on love manifestation and you're sure that that love manifestation has come to fruition, you have to pay attention to how the partner treats you. Okay, because how your partner treats you, it does speak to a subconscious and a subtle energy of how you feel that you deserve to be treated when it comes to a relationship. Um, oh, Co.
I'm here.
It does
Voila.
speak. You pulled the Houdini out. It does speak to how you feel that you should be treated when it comes to a love relationship. And I often tell people that you also, you can you can manifest the perfect Adonis for you. You know what I'm saying? He makes the type of money that you want. He drives the type of car that you want. He's emotionally open to you like you need. He's mentally stimulating like you need. He can be all the things that you need and want. But just because he's that list of things that you made, he still does need to be taught how to love you. And so, as you stated, you do show the world how to treat you, and you do show your love partner how to love you. So I very much agree with the fact that there needs to be self work done. And so that brings me to one of my speaking points, which was, what do you think does it reflect on the person when they manifest a relationship that or a love partner that might be toxic to their life? And so when I say toxic to their life, when they manifest a love partner that might be abusive in some form, or that might be involved in some type of negative energy that you necessarily don't want around your spiritual space.
Ask the question one more time.
What do you think? What do you think it says about the person? Do you think if anything, if it says anything about the person, uh, when they manifest a love partner that might be toxic to their life?
I have, when I hear that question, two things come up. One thing says this: everything in life happens for a divine reason.
Ashe.
Everything is working in your favor. So if someone toxic is brought into your life, are they there for you to improve yourself? Are you there in their life to help improve them, not change them, but to, maybe enlighten them in some ways? Like they say with a lot of people who are in love and who's in true love, is you bring the best out of me, you know? Um, and you can't say you bring the best out of me by yourself. I mean, maybe there are some things in life that you can, but in regards to a romantic love, I do feel that it could be one of those things. The next thing goes back to the idea of what I said earlier. What do you think about yourself? Did you manifest a toxic person because you have toxic thoughts about yourself? And you can pretty much answer that question by looking at your surroundings. Is everything in your wrong? Is everything in your world negative? Nothing ever goes right. Everyone's ever always mean to you. Um, I don't look like this. My hair is not like that. I don't like my skin. Whatever else. It's always something on a lower vibrational frequency in regards to your feelings and emotions. So when you start talking about I want love, and you've spent so many years and months and weeks talking in this way, when you throw that energy out there, when it comes back, it has to go through all that negativity and all that toxic energy that you've put out there before it gets to you. So by the time they get to you, they'll probably be toxic, have a very similar attitude or whatever else. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know why you're so mean, or I don't know why you treated me like this. Well, it's how you treated yourself and it's how you treated the world, you know. Um, and so I think that could have, I think those two things answers that question in my opinion. What do you feel?
Well, I feel like once we when we really start to talk about the type of lover that you manifest, I feel like it does talk to that subtle energy that you have, that subconscious energy about how you really feel about yourself. Because there is um there is no perfect person, but there is a perfect person for every. There's no perfect person, but there's somebody perfect for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
A- And so for me to manifest somebody that is not perfect for me, and is the antipode of what I would consider perfect for me, I am very, and I'm speaking for myself because I've had that situation where I've manifested a love partner that was toxic to me. I think it really did speak to where my self confidence was at the time. I think it really did speak to where my self value was at the time. And I also think that it spoke to how I treated myself at the time, because this person was verbally abusive, and that really got old to me, because this person wasn't saying anything to me that I wasn't saying to myself long before this person came into my life. So what I really started to understand is that I manifested this person through some love work that I had done at the time, and this person was the manifestation of my own self love, except it was personified and put into another person. So
And I would say this too, Sean, is In regards to manifesting love, let's make this very clear to all the audience members. I don't know, can you see who's in the queue or who's here with us tonight?
I cannot see exactly who, but I can tell that there are a few viewers coming in and out.
Okay, awesome. Well, to whomever's watching, please understand this in regards to manifesting love or manifesting anything, bringing anything to fruition. It is very important, especially if you're a spiritual worker or you are getting spiritual work done, to divine the situation. Because if you are trying to manifest, manipulate, change, or mold a love that is not there for you, you're going to have a lot of issues. One thing that I love about the person I'm with, my significant other, is that he has taught me flexibility and going with the flow of things will manifest way easier, so much more fun and exciting than to flowing against the current. And I can't remember if that was a Buddhist thing. Michael, was that a Buddhist thing? About flowing against the current? Bruce Lee says you have to flow like water and be shapeless. So, I
Now wait a
mean,
second. I love, I love, and here's the thing that I have to say. I truly do admire watching Cole and his relationship with Michael because, like he just talked about, his partner teaches him, and I don't want to interrupt, but I did have to interject with that comment, and I will expound off of that when you finish.
oh, well, I mean, and that's something else too, a lot about me, like I said, and a lot of, and going back to my original statement, which is knowing knowing that trying to bring love or make love in your life or whatever the situation be, you need to divine first to make sure um, that there is love for you at that time, that this kind of love is there, whatever the situation may be, number one. But then also being flexible, being teachable. Um, and again, a lot of this goes back to yourself. My upbringing was very interesting. I didn't reckon, well, my parents never argued and fussed in front of us. Like, I can't tell you one time. So, me growing up, I thought I lived in Disney World because I'm like, oh, everything's perfect, unicorns, leprechauns, and dandelions, you know? And that wasn't reality when it came to actually being in a relationship with someone, having a conflict, but not knowing how to solve the problem. So, and this sort of is a segue into my second subject or topic, which is, and I mentioned this earlier, prayer without work is dead.
You better say that,
So,
Cole.
and that isn't just spiritual work, but it's physical and practical work. So when it comes to saying that prayer without work is dead, let's identify some spiritual works. Just say, for example, you're trying to manifest certain things in your life. And when we say love, this can be love for a romantic love for your family, love for a friend, whatever the situation may be. But
Self
understand
love,
this. I'm going to break down, excuse me,
self love.
self love, even. So, just some points that I have, for example, um, peaceful home. I did a workshop at the Lucky Mojo Hoodoo Heritage Festival in Forestville, California, regarding a peaceful home soap. Fortunately, right now, as you see, Co.Meadows Conjure has a variety of great, wonderful products, but we have designed a peaceful home bath bomb. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Y'all
Yeah.
can find these at Co.Meadows.com, but they're well made, very, very incredible. But when we talk about peaceful home products, okay, I can drop this bath bomb in the water and I can recite Psalm 23. and I can do all of this stuff, and I sit there and I'm waiting around for it to manifest, and it doesn't happen that way. Once you put that energy, once you planted that seed, you must manicure that crop. You have to take care of that seed, protect it, value it. And the way that you do this is by action, physical and practical action. So if I want peaceful home, one thing that I really think is very important in regards to a loving household is to have respect and have understanding. And understand you may not actually understand some things, and that's okay. Shaun, I don't know if you've done any peaceful home work and to bring a household back together, but what's a key point or key working that you've done maybe in regards to helping someone with a peaceful home?
Okay, so we have to talk. First of all, I very much do believe in involving nature and getting back into the nature of human beings and earthly living into my practice. So a lot of my in a lot of my works, I involve the elements. So whether that be a candle for the element of fire, whether that be water, whether that be using a perfume or a cologne a floor wash for the element of water, using crystals or rocks for the element of earth, and using incense for the element of air. All of that being said, when you talk to me about water, I think of that as a peaceful and as a calming energy. It does have the potential to be very, very violent and aggressive, but and it's at most times it's very calm and it's very controllable. So what I do is I use water. I use water, cold rainwater, from a gentle rainfall in the four corners of my house, and it's been prayed over. But here's the thing about it though, water is also the element of communication and flow of communication. Okay, a lot of people would associate that with air because we use air for breath. But I feel like when conversation and communication is a constant thing, it flows instead of blows past. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, in doing the four corners of my house, every room in my house gets its four corners done. But I also want to make sure that I'm conversing and discussing things over with the things that are happening with people in my house. You know what I'm saying? Allowing them to know I have some issues that have the potential to create an unpeaceful living environment. Let's sit down and discuss them, and having that space for open forum and open communication. But and that's in terms of peaceful homework. But I do really want to talk about the term, the main point of that discussion. Even faith without work is dead, because I've always believed that. And I remember the first time I ever heard that was in a church as a little boy, where the pastor spoke and said that you can pray for something all day long, but if you're not going to get up and chase after it, there's no point in praying, because your prayers, I mean, prayers don't make things come to fruition on their own. So the thing that I really want to say about that too is that and how that particularly relates to love, because I see a lot of people pray on love. They pray to whatever deity or spirit or angel or Risha, whatever entity that they feel called to pray for love. But they're not putting themselves in a space or in a place to find love, to manifest. They're not putting themselves out there to get the love that they deserve. And so when I say that, I actually have a friend, and what he does is he is always talking about how he wants a boyfriend. He wants to manifest the perfect man for him. He wants to go on that life journey. He wants to experience that with someone. And I had a rude work heart to heart to him. I had to have a come to Jesus moment with him. And I was like, sweetie, this is how we do this. This is how we do this. And when I said we, I meant spiritual workers and people that are on a spiritually enlightened path. This is how we do this. When we pray about something, we also put in the steps we also make sure that our prayer is secured in some way. And then we also put in the steps to physically manifest that prayer. Okay, For some of us, we go out if we're praying for money, we're going out pounding the pavement with a hustle. For those of us that are praying for health, we're also in the we're also in the Whole Foods and in the gym working out, making sure that we're still physically healthy. So if you really want love, if you're praying for love, you should put yourself in a space where you're going to find love. But not only a space where you're going to find love, but a space where you feel you're going to find your ideal love partner. For
If I
example,
could add to that,
please.
is putting yourself in a space is very important. Putting yourself in the environment of your blessing is very important. And that's actually part of like my third little situation.
Oh,
Um, but I really love that. But this is the thing about putting yourself in on those roads. You can put yourself on those roads, but if you have not prepared and have made yourself ready for those blessings, when they manifest and the opportunity presents itself, you will not be able to attain and retain those things. You can't succeed and keep those things because you're not ready for those things. So, are those spiritual baths. Preparation are those candles with the petition. Preparations are lighting the incense. Preparation, there's different ways to prepare spiritually in order to do that. And I think that is very, very important. A lot of people don't get that. And also, too, people have this misconception too that it's root destination, not root work.
yes.
Because they think, okay, I do this one bath, it is done. No, it is not done. It's just started. It's root work. It is a working magic. It is a working tradition. It is a working practice, as in working on yourself. So, no, I'm not going to take one bath. I'm going to take 9 baths for 9 weeks under a waning moon. You know, or I'm going to light this candle for 9 days every morning at sunrise, saying this particular prayer, saying this particular song. Um, you know, People have to understand that. Just also, for example, this past couple of weeks, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago, there was a super new moon. And that was a great time to release completely closed past doors, and also to put yourself in a position, plant new seeds and fertile ground in order to manifest. But it's important that through the next 28 days, after that ritual, after that ceremony, after that working, that you live as though it is, which is the first thing that I spoke of. So you can't live as though something is just sitting around and waiting for it. You have to physically and practically do certain things. And you may also have to spiritually do certain things. So each day you come into my house, you cleanse. Each day you're going to come into my house, there will be something that will be done, or if I'm getting up in the morning, that I am doing in order to keep myself aware of the things that I have put out there that I wanted, so that I am preparing to get it. One thing that I pray to my ancestors about is matter of the blessings that you give, allow me to use those things properly in order to obtain the blessing when it arrives, when that opportunity arrives, or succeed and retain it. You have to make sure that you are ready and prepared. So you can put yourself on these roads. You can, perfect example. You want a love. You do work for a love matter. Well, you have now put yourself in a bar. You put yourself in a artisan market. You put yourself in a PTA group. You put yourself on, I don't know, one of those dating apps. But when your lover, your love, that blessing manifests to you, have you filled yourself with the right talents, attributes, and values to succeed in this relationship. Because if someone comes to you and sit down at a table and they have nothing to eat, they're going to leave, even if the conversation is good. If they're hungry for love and they sit down and there's no love food to eat, they're going to leave. So you fill your plate, fill yourself, fill. So when you step to their opportunity or their opportunity presents itself, you can succeed at it. It is yours. And again, just to bring up just some more products, for example, I have a sweet water soap. Okay, sweet water soap. Sweet water is, as you know, if you are familiar with any Orisha, that speaks heavily to Miss Oshun.
I say, I
Okay,
okay.
so to have, and just for example, I am in preparation even now. So I have an orange here for Miss Oshun. Okay, I do have this soap here that is very saturated in honey and other great, wonderful things that is preparing me as I get rose. So when I am bathing in these sweet waters, I am asking Oshun to prepare me properly to succeed at my blessings. Recognize those blessings when they arrive so that you can give that person, that lover, um, exactly what they need and what they want.
And
So I think that's very important as well.
and I think it's really interesting that you brought up using a particular spirit in love work, because I once heard it said that you should not use a spirit when it comes to love work. You should manifest from your own being and from your own energy. And I do agree with that to an extent. But here's the thing that you have to understand about any type of relationship that you have in life, whether it be a friendship, whether it be a family relationship, or whether it be a romantic relationship. Those relationships are meant to give you lessons and to teach you things. So when you pray to a particular spirit in order for manifestation of love, I really do think that a lot of people they focus on the negativity of, oh, this was the bad thing about that relationship. I'm so happy that it's over. But what you have to first of all, you have to change that negative into a positive. You have to say, well, this person showed me the knots, the things that I don't want in my next partner, and they showed me the do's, because not there's always a good side to a partner. There is always a good side to a partner. I truly do believe that. You just have to be able to say, well, they showed me the knots, the things that I don't want in my next partner, but they also showed me the do's, the things that I do want in my next partner, and the things that I am going to allow. And so when you pray to a particular spirit with that, you must understand that, like you said earlier, all things work together for us. So when we pray to Oshun for love, and we get a bad dating experience out of that, or we get a bad when we petition rather instead of pray to Oshun for when we petition Oshun for love, and we get a bad dating experience out of that, if we even have such an experience with Oshun's manifestation energy, we must understand that she did that because she wanted to show us a lesson, and she wanted to put us in a place of, when it comes time for us to have our perfect, or our Mr. and Mrs. Perfect, we'll be ready because we went through these experiences, and we'll be able to identify our Mr. and Mr. Perfect, Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, because of the experiences that we had with the not category. Um, so I do think it's really interesting that you brought that up.
I think also too, to again add on to that is when we're talking about different goddesses or guides or whatever, another one that I have here, which I'm very excited about, is we have started a line at Co.Meadows Conjure at Co.Meadows.com, is our Aphrodite line, which is made with these amazing Aphrodite oils from Kosai Conjure. Um, these oils have done incredible, wonderful, magnificent things. But what people don't understand is, and this is something, this, and I know us, we're going to say, oh, Aphrodite is not a part of African hoodoo. That's not traditional.
Now wait a second, Cole, because now you was reading me. You was waiting for me at the door. Because when you produced the product, I did take a moment and I stepped back and I was
Yeah.
like, that's interesting.
Yes. And trust me, I'm sure most people did because it's not when you think of African American hoodoo, um, other deities, gods, entities, spirits, and things like that aren't involved. However, making this with Kosai Conjure is incredible. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, I'm not familiar, or I wasn't familiar with Aphrodite in a magical or spiritual sense. Aphrodite doesn't only focus on your love, but she also will manifest your passions. Now, when people say, I want to be in love, and you put on this Aphrodite oil, or you use our premium bath bomb, which is a bath bomb in an Aphrodite clamshell, which you can use as a serving tray, for an offering plate or a charm. Put it in your bone set if you want to.
Uh,
Um,
I know that's right.
but when you utilize this, um, she will manifest your passion. So you say, I want to be in love, but if you're passionate about money, she may bring you money, and that's the love that you want. It may be a man, it may be a woman, it may be a job, it could be a variety of things. But that brings me to clarity on your love. You have to be clear on the love that you're asking about. You have to be clear on the prayer, the petitions that you're putting out, regardless if you're talking to Aphrodite, if you're talking to Oshun. We also have a Good Father loaded soap, which focuses on these deities of Obatala or Dambala, or a variety of different deities that are about wisdom, about purity, about focus, about clarity, about wisdom, and not just wisdom, but old wisdom, that everlasting grandmother, grandfather wisdom, that type of thing. So if you got that type of clarity in your mind, in your heart, in your passion for love, then Aphrodite is going to bring that passion through. And Oshun is going to be very certain that you are, excuse me, just got distracted. Some type of situation just happened outside. But catch me outside. How about that? But anyways,
You
um,
know what? You know what, Cole? Who gonna
so
run me? That's all I got
but
to say.
either way it goes, you have to have clarity on your prayer, clarity on your petitions, clarity on the love that you are trying to manifest, all those things. And I think that's really, really huge. But Shaun, I see that we have roughly 10 minutes?
We do have roughly 10 minutes, but here's the other thing about that, Cole, because I just clicked over to look at the chat, and it looks as if we have some people in the chat. We do have a couple of people asking some questions, and due to the topic due to the topic for tonight's Hoodoo Q&A, we will not answer those because they do not relate to the topic. They don't relate to love manifestation. I'm sorry, guys. We will not answer that. But these questions are something that you can get answered in a private consultation. So, Co.Meadows, would you please tell the good people where they could reach out to you, where they can find
Absolutely.
you?
Okay, so first of all, again, I am an AIR member, which is you can go to readersandworkers.org. You can click on Co.Meadows. You can book a consultation with me there. You can also find me at Co.Meadows, co.meadows1 at gmail.com. You can email me there if you would like a consultation. I also strongly recommend and advise you to go to my website, Co.Meadows.com. That is COMEADOWS. No dots in between there, all one word, Co.Meadows.com. They're able to book your consultations. You'll be able to use your spiritual readings, your advisement there. You can also shop and get a lot of these great, wonderful products. Again, we do have our brand new line of Aphrodite bath bombs, oils. We have a lot more coming up with the Aphrodite line. We have Sweet Water, which again is talking about self-love and confidence and that fierceness of Oshun.
Yeah.
We have Lucky Lemongrass even. Let's cut that old love and let's restore some new things. Get some clarity with our Good Father soap. We also have Peaceful Home. You want that understanding and all those great, wonderful things too. But yes, you can find me there. You can find me at Instagram as well at co.meadows1, on YouTube at Co.Meadows. And I also would love for everyone to like my public figure page at symbol Co.Meadows Conjure on Facebook. And that is my public figure page. But again, we have a lot of great, wonderful products at Co.Meadows.com. I look forward to meeting some of you people, helping you manifest the love that you want, the love that you deserve, and building yourself up as well. So,
and you also have some events coming out that were.
Oh yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have next Sunday in Atlanta. I will be there at the 2017 Healers Fest with a variety of our great products from Co.Meadows.com. We will be providing spiritual readings and cleansings there. You can book that with me. They're going to be absolutely amazing. Also, the following Sunday, so on the 18th, you can find me on the Lucky Mojo Hoodoo Rootwork Hour talking about road opening for the summer, bringing in your summer success, planting those seeds in fertile ground, and bringing in all those things, whether it's love, money, spiritual development, health, wealth, protection, whatever it is, we'll be talking about that there. And then in July, I will be at the Audio Festival on Lake Martin. So I have a lot of great, wonderful things coming up. Definitely like my pages. Again, you won't regret it. I'm a very silly person too. I mean, just yesterday I was on there looking like a pirate with a Walmart sack on my head.
I was now wait a second, because I thought you was gonna rock the sack hat. You know, I thought you were gonna come.
Oh, well, you hadn't seen my reveal yet, honey.
Oh, child. Well, I'm still waiting for the diva. I'm still waiting for the diva landing.
My diva's landing.
And the reversal snatch.
The reversal snatch. We may have to wait on that
one because we'll save that for the next show. We're gonna save that for the
next. So Shaun, let everybody know how to find you.
Okay, so everyone, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the show tonight. I greatly appreciate everybody watching and supporting both me and my friend Co. It means a lot to me. I always show major love to people that support my YouTube channel because I've been in the spiritual community, the online and the physical spiritual community since I was 12 years old, and it started with this here YouTube channel. And I've gone through some rebranding over the years, but I'm very grateful that I've always had my YouTube community as my support, and so I give thanks and blessings to everybody that watches this. If you are interested in contacting me for spiritual services, you can contact me. You can reach me at Shaun Laveau, one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. Please put in the subject bar reading or consultation, and we can discuss times of availability, and links of appointment. I do charge $20. I charge $20 per 15 minutes. So if you want a particular amount of time, for example, if you want 2 hours, that's $160. If you want 20 minutes, if you only want 15 minutes, it's only $20. That just to give you a price range, just an idea of how I charge. If you are looking to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at Shaun Laveau Psychic on Instagram. The same @ is on Facebook for my public figure page at Shaun Laveau on Facebook. I will be posting about future Hoodoo Q&As. And speaking of future Hoodoo Q&As, let's talk about the next Hoodoo Q&A in these last couple of minutes. On June 16th, I will be joined by Malika. Malika of Healing Legacy is, first of all, she is my family. And second of all, she is a Reiki master. She is an Ifa. She is an Ifa child of Oya, a practitioner of the religion of Ifa, and she is a spiritual healer of the new era, of the millennial era. And we will be on Facebook Live talking about the legacy of LGBT healing and the African American practice of hoodoo root work and all African spiritual practices. It is going to be an amazing show. It's going to be a beautiful show. We're going to pay tribute to the ancestors, both the Black and the LGBT ancestors that paved the way for us to walk this path that we're currently walking and live this life that we're currently living. And we're also going to talk about how we, as the present healers, need to make sure that we're leaving a legacy and paving a way for the next generation of healers and workers and just LGBT, African Americans, and queer Black people that will come after us. So it's going to be a wonderful show. It's going to be very intense, but we're still going to keep it lighthearted and full of love and healing. So please follow me on Facebook, on Instagram at Shaun Laveau Psychic to keep up to date with that information. As I said, my email address at Shaun Laveau, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, you're watching my YouTube channel now, so you might as well subscribe. And thank you again so much, Co, for being here. I'm very appreciative to have you in my life and to have you as a friend and to have you as a colleague to consult when it comes to root work.
Oh,
Um,
thank you for having me.
I'm this is truly an amazingly gifted worker, and we've done an amazing talk tonight. So I want to end this on a very positive note and send love to everybody. I hope that you manifest this love that you deserve deeply. I hope that you manifest the love that you desire, and I hope that you manifest all the positive things that you desire in your life. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
Good night, everyone. Bye bye.
Good night.